We're dealing with the large data set here. So Ming's studying it for Perth in 2015. Remember, Perth is in Australia, so worth just noting that when you start this question. And he intended to use all the data available to find summary statistics for the daily mean air temperature, but he actually selected an incorrect variable, and this gave a mean of 5.3 and standard deviation of 12.4. To use our knowledge of the large data set to suggest which variable Ming selected. So this requires you to study the large data set and be familiar with the different things that were measured. And the answer is that it's the rainfall. So we've only got a few to remember. Daily mean wind speed um, as a Beaufort conversion was just like words. The pressure is in the thousands. You got to remember that. So it's either between rainfall or daily mean wind speed. Actually, you get away with either here. The correct answer is rainfall, but the wind speed has the right sort of mean, you could say. It's just that the standard deviation is quite large, and you can see with the rainfall, there's some days with a lot of rainfall, and then many days without any rainfall. But yeah, we're looking for that here, the word rainfall. So the correct values for the daily mean air temperature were summarized as shown. I asked to calculate the mean and standard deviation. So for the mean, this is our x bar. It's going to be the sum of x over n. 2801.2 divided by 184. Let's put that in your calculator, and we get 15.223, so 15.2, and then I write degrees Celsius. Then we got the standard deviation. Okay, we can quote the formula, like you might remember it. It's the mean of the squares minus the square of the mean. But we're given it here. So sigma is going to equal 44695.4 over 184 minus, now let's use the non-rounded version, 15.2239 squared. Okay, and again, calculate that and you should get 3.3380, which will round to 3.34. And again, it's in degrees Celsius. One of the months from the large data set for Perth in 2015 has this mean, which is clearly bigger than the 15.2, and standard deviation of 2.83, which is a little bit smaller than the average for the daily mean air temperature. We're asked to suggest giving a reason a month these data may have come from. So the temperature is larger than the average, which means we've got to assume it's in one of the hotter months. For the large data set, we're looking between May and October. Now, this is where Australia comes back in because remember, it's going to be warmer in the months around October, November, December than in typically like in the UK summer where like June, July where it's warmer. So our answer needs to be October. And our reasoning is along the lines of what I've said. So the mean is higher than average, or it's a summer spring month in Australia. You could say winter autumn, but you need to explain that this is going to be hotter in Perth. And yeah, so that is our answer.